There, it's me, Teacher Mike from PhuKetPals.org. Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to show you about cohesive devices and how to make them work within an essay. First, I'm going to show you the devices themselves. I won't spend too long on that because you probably know them already if you're studying a course 7.5 and above. But more importantly, I'll show you a model essay after that, which you can see some of these cohesive devices working in action within the essay itself. Now, cohesion is incredibly important because if you remember back to our videos on about the band descriptors, okay, the band descriptors are what the examiner looks at when he's marking your essays, how he gives you your score. Cohesion and coherence is worth 25%. So cohesion is quite a large percentage of your overall score. So it's worth paying special attention to. So let's have a look. If you want to make comparisons between data, you can use words like also or similarly, or likewise. If you want to show addition cohesive devices are vital for showing that you're going to support your topic sentence with another idea for supporting ideas. Okay, so as you know, in a body paragraph, you will have a topic sentence which states the main idea of the paragraph. Then you will support that with various ideas. When you do, make sure you use addition cohesive devices to do that. Exemplification. Okay, if you want to give examples to strengthen your argument in your essay, you can use for example, for instance, to illustrate, such as. Just be careful with such as. I would advise only using that in the middle of a sentence. Okay, don't use it as the first two words of a sentence. It sounds a bit weird. So in my essays, generally I will use for example once in body 1. I'll use for instance once in body 2, and I'll probably use such as at least probably once in each body paragraph. It's a very useful little cohesive device. Sequencing, again, this is basic stuff. Again, it's about your supporting ideas. So if you have a number of supporting ideas that support your topic sentence, then make sure you use first, second, and third just to sequence them. It links everything nicely together. And remember, linking things together is the best way to think about cohesion within your essay. And as I mentioned in an earlier video, cohesion, some students think cohesion is just about linking the essay together. So linking the introduction to body 1, linking body 1 to body 2, and linking the conclusion to the rest of the essay. That's a large part of it, yes. But what you also have to think about is the internal linking of each paragraph. So, within your body 1, within body 2, do the sentences link to each other? Do they flow naturally, or are they kind of stop-starty? If they're kind of stop-starty and sound a bit unusual, you haven't linked them together properly. You haven't used, effective cohesive devices. So this idea of cohesion is between paragraphs and within the paragraphs themselves. And you'll see that in my model answer in a little bit. Okay, moving on. Other cohesive devices show contrast. So, however, in contrast, and conversely, show result, because, as a result, thus, therefore. Okay, now these are very important. Contrast and result are very, very important. When you have stated a topic sentence, maybe you have explained that idea, maybe you have given an example already, and maybe you want to develop the ideas in the paragraph a bit more. So you give a result, you show a consequence of what you're talking about, or you can show a contrast of what you're talking about, which gives your writing a nice balance within the paragraph. You can practice these things in your free time. Also, you can use a reformulation. Okay, so again, that might be when you have written a topic sentence, you've explained it, you've given an example, maybe you think your example is a little bit complex, and you want to reformulate it slightly to put it into words that are a little bit easier to understand. You can use phrases such as put more simply, or in other words, or in simple terms. Personally, I don't use reformulation that often, but sometimes I do. If I feel that if my example has been if it's a little bit complex, I will reformulate slightly. But definitely contrast I will use probably in every opinion essay anyway. Result I'll definitely use in every essay. And yeah, that's about it. So let's move on. This is the question that we're going to look at for our model answer. And as you'll notice, it is a two-part question, one of the four questions that we've mentioned in this course already. Many criminals commit further crimes as soon as they're released from prison. What do you think are the causes of this? What effects will this have on society? Okay, what do you think the causes of this are, and what effects will it have on society? So this is a cause and effect essay. It's a two-part question. Okay, in the IELTS Task 2, in IELTS Essay Task 2, sometimes you get asked what are called problem solution questions as a two-part question, where you get, in this bit, it'll say there's a problem and how are you going to solve that. Sometimes it's cause and effect. What are the causes and what are the effects? But really, it's nothing to worry about. You just have to plan your answer effectively and follow my instructions, really. Okay, so let's have a look. And remember, we're focusing on cohesion here in this model answer. And again, it's about criminals commit further crimes as soon as they are released from prison. What are the causes of this and the effects on society? Let's have a look. So for the introduction, I used a two-sentence introduction. And if you refer to the video before, we talked about two-sentence introductions and three-sentence introductions. For this essay, I chose a two-sentence one. I thought it made more sense. For some essays, it'll feel more natural to write a three-sentence introduction, but practice both and see whatever feels right for you. Let's read. After being released from jail, many prisoners reoffend, causing unquantifiable misery for citizens. This essay will discuss the causes of this phenomena and its impact. Okay, so there we go. That's it. Simple little introduction, takes you 2 minutes, 2 sentences, get it over with, and then get into the meat of your essay, your 2 body paragraphs for which you pick up most of your points. Notice here I've got the linking language in red. Okay, the cohesive devices, the cohesive language is in red. Let's have a little read. There are many factors that cause offenders to break the law once they leave jail. Okay, so that's our topic sentence. Okay, so notice that we're saying factors that cause offenders to leave jail. And if you remember from the question, the first question is all about what are the causes? Okay, so the first body paragraph will directly address the first question. And this is the same if you have a problem solution essay. You'll talk about the problems in body 1 and the solutions in body 2. Cause and effect, causes in body 1, effect in body 2. There are many factors that cause offenders. Offenders are people who break the law, to break the law once they leave jail. The most important of these, so that's our first bit of linking language. The most important of these, okay, we're talking about the factors here, is that prisons bring together dangerous and criminally minded individuals. Okay, if such people, again, we're referring to these criminally minded individuals, if such people live side by side, this creates countless opportunities to learn new illegal skills and develop the criminal mindset. For example, so we develop our ideas here. In Thailand, minor criminals are forced to live in tiny cells with murderers and rapists and other dangerous people. Then we develop it even more with a result. As a result, often the petty criminal, that's someone who does minor crimes, quickly develops a range of new skills in order to survive. Okay, sadly, these newfound skills, again, we're linking back to the sentence before, sadly, these newfound skills are the only means they have for getting by once released. Then we give a consequence here. Okay, and this is again, thus. So we're showing a consequence. Thus, the cycle of violence, theft, etc., continues. Okay, so you can see the cohesive devices there. Some of them are linking us to the sentence before. Some of them are giving direct examples of the sentence before. Some of them are giving results of the sentence before. And some of them are giving, again, a consequence, result of the sentence before. This links us to the sentence here as well. Okay, so body 2, reoffending prisoners negatively impacts society in many ways. Okay, so negatively impact or negatively affect society in many ways. Okay, remember the effects this will have on society. We're saying it negatively impacts society in many ways. For instance, notice here we use for instance, here we use for example. Don't repeat for example because you want to mix up your vocab and get your lexical resource points. Okay, get your vocab points. For instance, many jails fail to rehabilitate offenders. Okay, rehabilitate means to make people better again. Okay, change them from being bad to being well. For example, if someone is a murderer and they are rehabilitated, this might mean that maybe they learn new skills, or they talk to a psychologist, or they get a university degree. And this then makes them see that murder is not the best thing to be doing in this world, and they become good again, good human beings again. For instance, many jails fail to rehabilitate offenders properly, and when their sentence is complete, they leave the prison gates without any skills. Therefore, these individuals are often emotionally and physically scarred from their time inside and are unable to cope with the real world. This leads many to return to crime as a means to survive. Another effect on society is how reoffending is a drain on a country's tax dollars. After committing crime again, the individual will be sent back to jail. This, of course, is paid for by the taxpayer, taking valuable money out of the hands of schools and hospitals. Okay, so we can see the linking language here. For instance, gives our example based on our topic sentence here. Therefore, gives a result of our example. This leads many. Okay, so we have a consequence here. I should have this in red actually. Another effect on. Okay, so another effect is actually linking language as well because it's another supporting idea. And then we have this is paid. Okay, after committing a crime again, the individual will be sent back to jail. This situation we're talking about is paid for by the taxpayer and takes valuable money out of the hands of schools and hospitals. Okay, so we're clearly stating the impact of reoffending on society here. Okay, the effects. Then in the conclusion, we have as has been shown above as our linking language. That's a useful phrase for you all. As has been shown above kind of just links our nice conclusion to the rest of the essay, to definitely to the body, and that provides nice cohesion. Sometimes students don't have that kind of linking device in their at the start of their conclusion, and it can feel a little bit disconnected from the rest of the essay, but you can just copy that phrase as has been shown above. And it's also nice. You start with as, which is a subordinating conjunction, which means you're writing a complex sentence. Okay, as has been shown above is a dependent clause, and then followed by an independent clause. So you get nice sentence variety points there, grammar range. Okay, so that is about it for this video. I hope you found it useful. And I'll see you for the next one. Okay, I'm Teacher Mike from pukapals.org. See you then. Bye-bye.